Hey, hello
All right.
everybody. We are back today. We are back with our Patricia and Marilyn Wisbey. Hello there.
Hello, Karen and Patricia and everybody that's listening.
Hi, Marilyn. Hi, Karen. Yeah.
Hello, my darling. Well, it's nice being on Hangout, Marilyn. Marilyn is one of our oldest supporters, Sun and Moon supporters. So that's quite nice having her on a Hangout, isn't it?
It certainly is, because I'm pleased to say that I'm over 60 days off alcohol. I found it had a terrible effect on my attitude, Karen. So my head, not my hair, is a lot clearer. And plus, first going into Flat Earth, you was one of the English channels, believe it or not, that I came across and enjoyed the banter and the vibes on the live chat. So well done.
That's good then. Well, we're still the same, aren't we?
You'll get there, yeah. Everything will come together.
Yeah, but anyway, it's good to have one of our oldest supporters on the channel talking to us. There's quite a few things we can talk about, on this hangout, because obviously it's a bit like Patricia likes my story side of it. You are the great train robber's daughter, aren't you? You are.
Yes, the great train robbery that was committed in 1963, and I was the eldest child out of all the 20 men's children. I don't say kids because I say children now. I mustn't say kids. 4 never got caught on the train, but unfortunately, my father, Thomas Wisbey, was captured a year later, and he got sentenced to 30 years.
How many did he get?
He got 30 years, Karen, and they wasn't using guns, only batons and pickaxes. Got 10 years for conspiring, which is a big offence even today. You only need 2 people and you can get done for conspiracy on anything. 10 years for being with a tool and 10 years for assaulting the train driver, although it wasn't my father that done it. He was the one actually that supported Driver Mills, him and another guy that never got caught on it. And he had a tiny gash, Driver Mills. And the media said that he died through the injuries of the train robbery, which was a total lie. He died 7 years later, cancer. And my mother, Irene, who's passed away now, she got a letter because my mother was campaigning against the travesty of the sentence, because it was quite a lot of money, obviously. It was equivalent to 60 million today's money of unused notes coming down to be burnt, which burnt, and whose pockets was it going into? Untraceable notes. But luckily the train robbers got there first. But anyway, Driver Mills's wife sent my mother Irene a letter saying, Irene, just to say that my husband never died through the injuries. And years later I said to my mum, have you got that letter? She said no. She said, I must have slung it away, you know. I said, oh, you should have kept it. Even the press at the time asked for the letter, you know. As proof.
Did your dad serve the whole 30 years, or he came out before, didn't he?
No, he served 12 3/4. He's one of the last to come out because he climbed on the roof over the conditions, and he went on hunger strike. Plus, he tried to escape from Leicester prison. It's all in my book that I wrote 2001, Gangster's Mole. Obviously, the publishers wanted make it more nice, not nice, sort of, you know, tantalising, intriguing. But it's because my background being born in South London. You know, my godfather was Freddie Foreman. He was part of the Cray. Plus, he was a security van robber. And I was with Mad Frankie Fraser for 10 years. And the Sunday Times gave a quote saying, at least Miss Wisbey has kept the most dangerous prisoner that the Home Office said he was, because he knocked 10 prison governors out while he was in prison. And strangely enough, Frank saw a spaceship or a flying saucer when he was in Walton Jail in Liverpool, whereas my dad was more of a, he believed that we wasn't moving. He was a flat earther, my dad's, but he never said the word flat earth. And he loved westerns, like the cowboys and Indians, the cowboys robbing the banks and trains, whereas Frank loved James Cagney, gangster films. So the TV does a lot of brainwashing. Don't you agree?
You're right about that one.
Exactly. And I was only thinking about that after listening to one of your videos, you know, on YouTube. Mainstream media, TV does play a hell of a lot of role in brainwashing Joe Public. Because even I at one time have to admit that Pretty Woman turned me on years ago, but that's another story. You'll have to read me book. I watched that in LA one year in the Chinese theatre and thought, right, I'm going to be a cool girl. And I was.
Oh.
Hello?
Hello, I'm here. I don't know what to say to that, but you didn't stay doing that very long, did you?
Pardon?
You didn't stay doing that very long, did you?
You'll have to read my book.
Oh, thanks, Marilyn.
2001. The Daily Express said it was sad, funny, and disgusting. But looking back, I mean, now I'm gone past my sell-by date, but not in the way that I've after nursing my mother with Alzheimer's, and I was grieving, and I'll come to the fact, you know, the point about flat Earth. And my cousin Cosmic Cat, she said, "What do you think about flat Earth?" I said, "What are you talking about?" She said, because I told her I was on YouTube a lot and I don't watch TV. She said, "Have you ever researched about flat Earth?" I said, "Oh, strangely enough," I said, "when my dad got 30 years, I was 9 years of age and discriminated because it was all big in the newspapers. No, it was worldwide news because it was against the establishment, that vast amount of money." I said, I was in the science lesson and they had a globe. She had a globe on the desk and she said, "Any questions?" I said, "Yes, miss." I said, "Where does all the water go if we're supposed to be going round and round and round?" She said, "Wisbey, don't ask such an impertinent question." I thought she said peppermint because that word was quite a big word for a Cockney girl. Do you know what I mean? Coming from the council estates in South London. But that did resonate with me years later, over the years, and I used to think, well, where have we come from? Like, I'd be walking along a beach, say in Florida, looking at the sea and realising we're not spinning. That line that you see, it just goes out and out. And my senses, and people say to me, "Well, how do you know? Have you researched everything?" I said, "I don't need to research. My own common sense tells me we're not spinning 1,000 miles. They can have all the scientists and all the mathematics about this, that, and the other. If you're up together with that sort of thing, fair enough. But my brain box don't work that. I go on my intuition and my feelings and my gut. I'm one of these people. I wouldn't say I was, what's that word, cosmic or anything like that. But I think it's where I've been brought up in the world, a different world to most people, that we have certain criminals, ex-criminals have a certain, I can't say that word, institution. How do you pronounce it again?
What, instinctional? No, what word do you?
You know when someone's got a sixth sense of things, you use...
Intuition.
Pardon?
Intuition.
That's it, intuition.
Right.
So, and not only that, everyone from all walks of life, they've all got a story to tell. But it's getting your story out. And a lot of people come up to me, they've read my book, they said they enjoyed it. It was this, so sad, and that, what you've been through. And they said, how did you do it? I said, I don't know. I just used my instincts, and I'm more like intuition. I've made a lot of mistakes, but that was under the influence of drink and drugs, and I've passed all that now, the drug bit. That was just part of recreational socializing. Do you know what I mean? People take it to heart. Those that have never tried anything diss it. So I say, well, how can you diss it when you've not even tried it? I'm not advocating you to try it. I made mistakes with it and got into some sticky situations, you know. So I'll be writing another book. I don't know whether to call it Gangster's Mole Goes Flat Earth.
I like that.
You like that?
Yeah.
And plus, getting back to the mini camping, well, the camper van business, how easy it is to connect through the right people. Now I've met a lot of good people amongst the Flat Earth community. And I'd like to say to a lot of listeners, it's not a cult. There's no leaders in this. It's a belief. And no one can prove either. And the school education should have an even playing field and explain it to children. So let them decide. Don't make it where you can't believe in this, you're a nutcase. That's terrible, in my opinion. They should say the fors and against. And by listening to a lot of videos, it all goes back to the same thing. None of them, not one person can prove either, can they? Except that the photo shoots of the Earth, what NASA's done, complete fake, you know. And in my opinion, NASA is just a money laundering, big corporate, big lie, hoodwinking.
I have to
worldwide. Even India and China's jumped on the bandwagon.
I have to agree with you. And, you know, I think you've watched that video I put out just the other day when basically the media, they use the media to tell us one thing or grab us in on, say, something like deepfake. And as they're talking, all they're talking about is the upcoming elections and the president and the politicians. They never once mentioned the people. And then the next breath, they said, we're going to war. So they use the media like that. So, yeah, I agree totally.
Oh,
and
not much. I've had the media wrap around me from
the thing is
9 years of age.
For the children, though, that's a program, isn't it? It's a program that they're doing to them.
Exactly. Sleeping Warrior, if he can conquer getting, you know, or most of us can get the education system. That's one foot up that ladder, you know. And I love the way people activists and chatting on the street because of what's happening with social media. The word has to come mouth to mouth, and it's good that people are having discussions.
Well, you know, I realise, Marilyn, that if you look at all the statistics, but again, we never know what they're telling us is the truth at all. So we just have to, I'm just using their statistics they're saying that only about, they usually say about 37 to 40% go out and vote. And then half of those don't vote for the person that won. So they're actually making law for everybody with only 20% of the people voting for them.
Exactly. None of us have got any proof that it's legit. Look what they've done to Trump. You know, I know you've got your differences, and so has a lot of other people.
Well,
but
actually, Marilyn, I was going to tell you about this. I was looking at a bit of footage today because, you know, he's going through, they're trying to impeach him, aren't they? And they're going through all this stuff with, you know, in Congress and that, and talking and stuff like that. This person was holding a phone up looking at Trump, and they're not looking, the phone picture isn't actually the picture that's there. There's a woman with a dress on showing her shoulders, but she's not in front of the person. So that was a Trump rally. So they're all actors. They're just a bunch of actors. I'm sorry, they are. I shall make the video. Don't worry. I was looking at it because I wanted to see, because the person that's talking, there's a soldier. I can't remember his name now, but he's the one that's on the being talked to about Trump. And I'm thinking, God, does half look like Hillary? He looks like Hillary.
God.
Anyway, I'll look at that later, but definitely I saw that this person was holding this phone up, and it was supposed to be all the people then are listening to Trump and they're putting their phones up. But this one person, they put it up and they've got a woman with a red dress and nothing on her shoulders. But there's nobody in front of him like that. So it's all a lie. It's all just the whole thing. I'm not even sure whether the guy in the Congress has his head stuck on. They've just stuck his head on. It's all, I mean, you look at the, you know, the people sitting there in the room, you can't even make their faces out. And they're just, I don't mean because it's like, because it's slightly out of focus because they're focusing on the person who's talking, but in the background, they're so blurry. It's like, they look like cartoons.
And the thing is, even if we went up in arms over it, no one, who's going to take no one's going to take no notice of us. Are they?
No, because it's a program. It's a program that they're well in, and they don't care about us at all.
Exactly, and it's the same with the Flat Earth. Some of the channels, no names mentions. I see through it. I've been watching Flat Earth since when? 2014, before your channel come up. IPS and Dave Murphy. Dave's good. Regarding the urine, everything else, and you know, brilliant how he explains different things on different topics. But there's a lot of gatekeepers. They're paid to distract, to sway, and I just it's unbelievable. Even within Flat Earth, you know, I don't say soppy, but they're trying to make us look like we're a cult. And I said to a certain channel, you can't make it a cult. It's a belief. It's individuality. We're all different. How we're putting the message across. If it becomes a cult with excuse the language, we're all fucked, because they put us down as, you know, a cult and dangerous. Yeah, you know, green jackets and all that. You get labelled. You've got.
The thing is, your intuition tells you you're not moving.
It's a belief.
Your intuition tells you you're not moving, though. You know you're not moving.
Well, I know I'm not moving, and the only time I'm spinning when I used to drink bottles of wine and vodka. That was the only time. Do you know what I mean? I was spinning, but now.
Senses. It's your senses as well tells you you're not moving.
Exactly. And all the magic mushrooms in the world and all that, you still come back to base. You know you're not spinning.
That's it. It's the most weirdest thing that they've trained us into, because when you do wake up and you see it, you think, how the hell did they make us believe that crap?
I know. And people, I said, once the penny drops with what we're actually living on, it opens to everything, to the lies and the indoctrinations about vaccines, chemtrails, GMO, the banking system, getting married, your birth certificate. It goes on and on. And
etymology, the words you're using, the spells,
spells,
education, medication, politics.
Exactly.
And what they've done is they've basically attacked. Well, the program is to make sure that there's nothing spiritual.
I think so too. I mean, let's get it right. If people want to believe in, say, an oak tree down the end of their street, that's up to them. As long as they're not causing violence and whatever, let them. As long as it don't cause. But they're creating the violence, and they want us divided and conquer. They've done it with the Irish, the blacks, dogs.
That's the program, isn't it? And what people do is each one of us has got a scenario where there's a set of people that we don't like, but they don't realise that that's part of the program to make sure that none of us like each other.
Exactly. It's the same, in the criminal environment years ago. One bank robber gang was better than the other one, and it was like the press would wind them up. Some of them would be stitched up by the police, everything, years ago. When they can't do it today, or obviously they do, but you don't hear of no bank robberies now because it's mostly drugs now, selling drugs.
I also think that what it is they're trying to tell everybody that we're this sort of angry set of people that need to be controlled because all we do is murder everybody, but that's not true either. It's just not happening. The people are quite peaceful, and they're doing it to us to pretend so they can keep the power.
Yeah, and I remember you and Patricia talking about there's no community now. You can't get people to help one another today. I mean, like Patricia with a bike, what do you call it?
Ramp.
Yeah, a ramp and what she's wheels on. What do they call them? Motors.
Mobility scooter.
Yes. Now, this should be people around the community that pop in and say, look, I'll come and let me know when you want to go out. I'll pop round and help you with your... Do you know what I mean? There's no community spirit. And I've worked for the town hall, my local town hall. I was an ex-service user rep. And the things I used to say to them, and they used to shush me down. I said, it's taken you nearly 8 years to get 10 grand for the homeless. And the time they took, Karen, to get 10 grand from the council, from the government.
Well, you only realise none of it works when you've got to use it. Patricia found that, and the things that happen, it's like it's one place to her. She sends her rent to one place. But in reality, it's two places she's got to talk to, and neither one are responsible for her. They always say, oh, they have to do that. No, they have to do that. And you end up being stuck in the middle of a system that doesn't work.
Exactly.
I think that was the bit, because even my son rang me up after my video and went, Mum, because at the beginning I've put that bit with Charlie, and it says it's not working at all. It's not working a little bit. This is not working at all. And the music was quite dramatic, and then he goes into the news. But a lot of people watched it and went, wow, because I don't think they realise what's going on.
And Karen, even the work, I mean, I've gone past the work stage now. I've paid my debt to society. I've done all the volunteer work because they wouldn't employ me because of my background. And once you get a black mark and you've been, you've broken the law, you're fucked. And that's terrible. Even the top man, I can't even think of his name. He was in charge of the prisoners that come out of prison. He was an ex-bank robber. And I went down to see him in Kent. I said, I've got this idea to help those women that are coming out of prison. I said, it's just a cycle. They sling them out of prison. if they're lucky, they don't even house them. I said, they're doing like shoplifting to get rehoused and get a roof over their heads in prison. I said, it's diabolical, Ron. I think his name was Ron. Anyway.
Yeah, but that's it. None of it's set up for the people. Pretending it is. No. It's not. None of it is. None of it is for us. It's all about somebody trying to make money off someone else. And it's just so sad because now we're quite a narcissistic society, and like you say, no one wants to help. And as an empath, I find that really horrible myself. I don't like it. Once I know, now I really realise it's just not that I'm sensitive. It's that most of those people out there are zombies.
Exactly. And those that are in job working for them organisations, they're too frightened to speak up and put their words, their suggestions in case they lose their job. See, this is what we're up against. We've got no one in our corner in the organisations to fight for.
You think every day, and NASA's not the only one, because obviously NASA has their programme and then Europe has their programme, or the UK has theirs. All this money's been taken out for fake space, when they could actually be helping the people. It's just when you work it out, it's just absolutely diabolical and ludicrous what's happening.
Well, I mean, look at the fake moon landings years ago. I mean, me and my sister, God bless her soul, it's her anniversary today. Had she been alive, she passed away in a car crash with my footballer. And we watched.
Is that the picture you put up, Marilyn? Is that the picture you put up of your sister? Well, she was pretty young then, wasn't she?
16 and I was 17. And we sat up and watched that moon landings. And my mum said, "Oh, you should. Like, you've got to go to sleep." You go, "Oh, no, we want to watch this." Little did we know it was in the Mojave Desert of Disney Studios.
Little did we all know it was fake at the time, because we all had, they gave some people days off work or whatever so they could watch it.
Exactly. 1969, I think it was. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's when they turned us. That is when they turned us into a ball. Only 1969 then did we turn into a ball.
I think it was before that though, Karen. More I've researched it. It goes back.
No. What I mean is when they took the pictures on the moon, and then they showed everybody we were a ball. That was it. From that moment on, we've been a globe.
Yeah, the globe. But I meant to say. The flat Earth saying we live on the.
Oh yeah, there was a guy, I can't remember his name now. Sorry, I'm really tired, but he was called something like the Flat Earth Society, but he was not the one that's the one that we think today. Him and his wife, they kept seminars. They had a whole library full of stuff. And in the 1990s, I think his wife died, and then his business it got burnt down. He lost everything. And then after that, there wasn't any hard copy of anything about Flat Earth from the sort of mid-1990s until, say, 2014. So it's like nearly 15 years had gone past. And people have forgotten about Flat Earth by then and think it's something new, and it's not.
Well, a Flat Earther gave me the old Gleason map. And he's had it framed for me. He gave one to Cosmic Cat. He's an activist, but he's not a known activist. Big shout out. He knows who he is. And getting back to the camper, getting back to the Flat Earth fraternity, I met Astral.
Yeah. The camper's something different, isn't it? The camper's something that you're starting.
That's correct. Because I knew that there's a lot of people that can't afford the exorbitant prices. So through Martin Kenny on his video, I managed the penny dropped. And I thought, I wonder if Astral Thief will come and do my van. Anyway, he came to do the van, small van. It's only a small van. It's just a little thing to get me through and help others that can't afford the big rent charges they charge for
You
camper
want to
vans.
explain what the camper van is then? Well, the little van is then inside. What do they get then?
Well, they get a made-to-measure mattress on a platform with enough storage. I supply a trailer that can be towed. So the camper van sleeps 2 people and the trailer sleeps 4. I supply all the cooking facility, you know, the gas cooker, chairs, different size tents that I've kept in good condition. And they have to pay for their own insurance, and it's a lot lesser fee per week.
You had ideas, didn't you? Because they could take this to a concert or something. You know, they could go to a festival or something, and then instead of camping in the field, they can camp in the van.
Exactly. It's all fully insulated because I've tried it out, although I nearly burnt the campsite down, being a novelist.
How did you do that?
I forgot to take the camping ring to put the kettle on, and obviously me and Kill the Beast, I looked round and it was all on fire. Like the table, the wooden table, you know, the foldable table, was all burnt to cinders. And I'm saying, oh, don't put no water on it, it's gas. And I said, oh, fuck it, just put water on it. Anyway, he soon put it out, but I made a video of it. What not to do at camping.
Oh, dear.
But anyway,
ban the van.
It was to try out the van to see if it was warm enough. Do you know what I mean? And he'd done it very good. He's a craftsman, astral thief. Through Martin Kenny, I met him.
That's cool then. You've changed your name, haven't you? Because you were Cheap as Chips, but you're now something else, aren't you?
Well, to be quite honest with you, he couldn't get all the letters on the van, so I said, oh, we'll have to scrub that out, Cheap as Chips, and just put the main thing. Plus, it's a work away van. You know, if you get 2 builders or 2 electricians and it save them on their hotel bill. Do you know what I mean? They can go in and do their job and come back, hopefully, with the van intact.
Is it the only one you've got, or are you planning to get more?
Well, I'm planning to get more. Obviously, it's the wrong time to get anyone interested. I've still got to put some marine gloss on it, you know, the varnish. But hopefully next year, when the weather breaks, April or whenever, I might be lucky. Someone might, you know, I can supply sleeping bags and that. It's ever so warm.
Obviously, we have to be careful what we say probably on YouTube, but how much roughly is it going to be per night, per week? Or is it depending how long they have it? I don't know. Again,
I'm a very flexible person because if they want to pick up the van at 11 o'clock, they return it the next day at 11 o'clock. Whatever time they pick it up, as long as it ain't 4 o'clock in the morning, I don't fancy getting up that time. Do you know what I mean? And it's agreeable, you know.
What gave you this idea? Because you thought that it was a cheaper way that people could go and do things like, say, if you wanted to go away for the weekend or even go away for a week because you've got the tents and you've got all the equipment.
Exactly.
But the van was something different, isn't it? The van is something that you can take to a festival. You don't have to take all the tents for that if you're just using it for a night or two.
That's correct. It's ideal, you know. Just have to wait and see. It's fit a little fishing van, you know, and the beauty of it can go in any space. You know, you haven't got a great big motorhome chugging along. It's, you know, it can fit in a supermarket space or in the woods. Do you know what I mean? It's easy to get places. Obviously, it hasn't got a shower, but I've got a solar shower. if people are brave enough to have a shower in the woods with a curtain, I can supply all that. Do you know what I mean? So they haven't got to take, all they've got to take, if they want sleeping bags, I've got sleeping bags. It's ideal for going up to see the Lake District or work Scotland or Steezel. And I'll probably try and get in with a charity. It's very hard to get into charities today. You know, I've tried it when I was working for an organisation. They're hard work, you know, for mental health people some haven't been outside London or wherever they live. Do you know what I mean? That need to be out in the nature and everything. Hello?
So it's a bit like if you just wanted to go away for a weekend, instead of spending lots of money on a hotel, you go to a campsite with the van, or you can even park up in a car park.
So horse racing, car racing, anywhere you like. I'm just looking to see if someone will invest in me. But then again, I've got to walk before I crawl, crawl before I walk, sort of thing. Do you know what I mean?
So basically, the van's got a bed in it, and underneath it's got storage, and that takes up the back of the van, and then you've got the two the seats where you drive and the passenger seat, and then the rest, if they want the rest, then it's in tents.
It's all there. I've got a beautiful mattress that I had made last week or the other week. It's all cut to the size, and it's for 6'2" long, but you can't be 5 foot wide each. It's you know, it's no disrespect, but it's, you know, I've slept in it and I was comfortable, slept like a log in it.
But you're also thinking of people who just want to go, like, say they've got a festival for you know, and they're going Saturday, coming back Sunday, then it's ideal for things like that.
Exactly. And where I live, central London, just outside the main bit in central London, it's ideal.
So what are you called now then?
Well, when I answer the phone, I say cheap as chips. But I didn't have enough letters, you know, there wasn't enough space for the sign writing.
Well, what we'll do is we'll have a picture. You sent me a picture the other day, didn't you, of the van? So I'll put it as a picture on the hangout.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So,
I want to shout out to Kill the Bees, because he really has supported me with it, and he's my partner in it. We're both old age pensioners. If we can help the community, do you know what I mean? It is what it is. It's no big. We're not going to take over National Express. Do you know what I mean, Karen? If it's to help the poor people, I don't mind. But they've got to be over 21 or no older than 75, and they have to insure the van in their name.
Oh,
so if anybody wants... Oh, sorry, go on, Patricia. You go, Patricia.
I'll just say, bless you, Marilyn. That's a great idea.
Thank you, Karen. It's lovely to see a dream come true. You know, I've been on it, like, I've been watching, obviously, Flat Earth, because I lost my father 2016. So I've been watching Flat Earth plus self-builds and American politics. So it's helped me with my grief, believe it or not, because I have suffered a little bit of mental health in the past, and it's a horrible feeling, you know. It's isolation plus drink, and to see two of your parents go and you've cared for them, it's quite a big ordeal. And just recently I went down to Lymington and Ringwood, and it really helped me, you know, get some peace, being around nature.
Yeah.
Yeah, by the way, that was Patricia that said that, not me, by the way. You said Karen, just to let you know that was Patricia. But yeah, go on,
Go on,
Patricia.
go on, Patricia. I can take you out somewhere, Patricia, if you want to go away. And we put
Not
Karen
really.
in the storage. No, I'm joking. Plus, I want to get a roof rack.
Yeah,
For it.
cool. Brilliant idea.
I think that's a brilliant idea. Obviously, the rest of it's brilliant anyway. But I mean, people like don't necessarily want to camp, or they can just go if they go to a festival, they can camp in the van.
Exactly.
I like that idea. I think that's a really good idea. That one.
Yeah, because I did a lot of research on the motorhomes and campers and that. I even went to the motorhome show by myself 2 years ago, and it was overwhelming. I mean, some of them motorhomes are 60 odd grand. You know what I mean? And I thought to myself, oh, it's a lot of money. It's like buying a house. Well, years ago, a house would cost you that, but I thought, now you got all that. You can't get to a lot of places in a great big motorhome. People want to get from A to B, simplicity. That's without the parking and the toll roads and the do's and don'ts of driving,
I mean, sorry.
I'm a very realistic person, and having been a driver since I was 17.
Puts you in control of it as well, doesn't it? You're in control of yourself then. What were you going to say, Patricia?
I was just going to say, not everybody wants to have a caravan and a car parked in the driveway because they don't have that much space and they don't want a big RV. All right, they like the idea of it, but your idea is it frees all that up so they can just get it, do whatever they want, and then come back, bring it back. That's, for a lot of people, that'd be a good thing.
Exactly. And I bought a cooler for it, and it plugs into the cigarette thing. I've not used it. I'm too frightened to use it. I'm too frightened to use it. Yeah, I want someone to rent the van so they can use it.
So you don't blow the van up, not burn it, blow it.
Blow it. Knowing my luck, it'd go pump, and I'll do the engine. But having said that, it's ever so interesting. I thought, no, I might, instead of taking that with me, I'm only going away for a couple of days. I'll pack this insulated, what they call, what you put on your back. I got one of them. Fill it up with ice and use that, and it lasted. I was so surprised how long the ice lasted.
Yeah, you mean a cool bag, or what they're called?
Yeah, a cool bag. It's really fun though when you're a novice. The times I've had to ask people to put the tent up.
What's the tent like then? Just asking. Sorry, Patricia, did you want to say something first, Patricia?
No, it's all right.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. And what's the tent like then, Marilyn?
The tent's got a living room and it sleeps 6 people and can stand up in it. And then I've got another one, sleeps 4 people. And what else? An awning. I've got an awning that acts like another spare room to attaches to the van. It fits the height of the van. So you can use that for indoor cooking. Plus, if you have people come down, you can sleep another 2 people, or 2 children. And it's good enough to cook under if it's windy or raining or.
Sounds good.
It sounds like you're going to have a party. You have a party in the van.
No, it's a bit, that's all right for sleeping in, and a bit of jiggy. I can just imagine, manage that in it. If you're a contortionist.
It's a good idea though, Marilyn. I like the idea that you know, for somebody that just wants to go even away from, just like, let's go away Saturday, come back Sunday, but they want to go to the beach or anywhere and they just want to go away, this would just be perfect because you don't have to worry about rooms, and hotels are quite expensive nowadays. Patricia knows, she stayed in one last weekend.
Did you, Patricia?
Yeah.
You know what I can't stand about hotels, and I know it's only a silly thing, where they say you've got to have breakfast between 7:30 and they don't. It's not flexible, is it? You know, when you go away, you want to have a lie-in, and you've got to rush downstairs to have breakfast. I think it's so everything's regimental today, isn't it?
I don't normally have breakfast. On Saturday we went to the pub next door, basically, and we had our breakfast there when we got up and got ready. Yeah. When you go away, you don't want to be forced to do things at certain times. You just want to take your own pace, don't you? And that's what I like. That's what I like about the camper van. It's at your own pace. You're not having to be there at a certain time, you know, to book in. It's just, you know.
We'll have to go try and get away then, us three.
What you're trying to do is you're trying to say, get away from the rat race, get Marilyn's van the other way. But I think it is a lot of people do like getting up early, and they do. I mean, a lot of people I work for, they even at weekends they're dressed about 8 o'clock in the morning, and you think, wow, because that's what they're used to doing. That's like the society we're in, isn't it? All that.
Yes, it's not flexible, even with working. You know, look at the mothers that got children and they just want to earn that bit of extra money, but they say you can only do so many days, otherwise you lose your universal credit or your DWP. It's ridiculous. You know, they should allow people to work when they want. Also,
I think what it is, it's really strange when you listen to them when they talk about words like democracy and all this crap, that basically what we're in is a nanny state. You know, everything's reliant on them.
I think, I'll tell you what,
they should be teaching the children to grow their own vegetables.
Exactly. How to pay a bill, how to change a raw, was it a raw plug? Fuse plug. Yeah. You know, simple things, everyday things, survival of, you know, growing and painting and, you know, bring back the skills apprenticeships today for the children. Because not everyone wants to work in an office and be an accountant, do they? Or
there are places that do apprentices, but that's, you know, I think they're slowly coming back because we're running out of tradesmen people. There's not enough people anymore for these things. So apprenticeships are coming back.
I tried for about 9 months to find a joiner carpenter, and I live in a very busy part of London, you know, where there's plenty of old houses being done up. And do you think I could find a tradesman? I even rung up that tradesman.com, couldn't find one, and by fluke got in touch with Martin Kenny, and he got me through, I think it was on a live chat. I got in touch with Astral Feed.
I think it's something that that everybody should come to terms, not us, but I mean as a place we should come to terms with, because a lot more people are beginning to get in their trucks and go. You know, they don't really want to live in society anymore. And in America, half of America's getting in a school bus and going. So these things are beginning to pick up. People are getting their own buses, doing them up. So, you know, people should realise that it will be a good trade, because more and more people want to get their own thing and do it up and go.
I don't blame any young couple, do you? I wish I'd have thought of it years ago. But I was living in like the mainstream bit, you know, all the material stuff. I have to hold my hands up to it. I was a fool. believe in all that, you know, being
I don't
mesmerised
think
and
that you have
brainwashed.
to be without material things, but what's been lost is that nobody cares about the people. You know, the
Exactly.
people don't, but even the people don't care about the people anymore.
Exactly. And that's where they got control over it. They're playing the yin against the yang, the rich against the poor. You know, sad. It's very sad.
It is. It's nobody
And
wants to help each other unless they get something out of it, and that's what, you know. That's the nice thing about Sun and Moon. Patricia helps me. We don't talk about things like that. She's a good friend. We don't have to worry about that. It's our friendship that keeps going. And unfortunately, it's not many people you can trust anymore, though, is there? You know, as well, that happens. It's not many you can trust.
And the thing is, if you disagree with someone amongst the flat earthers, they go like school children.
Yeah.
And I said, well, you got, if I'm giving an opinion and I'm marking your card about something, you've got to take it with grace. Don't take it as an offence. Be offended. It's to, you know, for the penny to drop to see what
Yeah,
I
and
can
what did
see.
you say at the beginning? That we don't know, we can't prove, we can't show exactly, oh, we can take pictures and we can do it that way, but you know what I mean? We need something like a NASA organization to help us. So we can't prove anything, and everybody's going to start screaming and arguing and egos, and for what? Isn't that what it was like in the globe world? You know, we've got,
Exactly.
there are things you can do, because Patricia said the time is now. There's time now for yourself. You know, you can deal with yourself, but the rest, we're at the talking stage.
Exactly. And we'll always be at the talking stage because no one, you mention something and it goes on, falls on deaf ears. What we could do, which is a suggestion, is become a community helping one another that all agree that we're not spinning and that water contains itself. Do you know what I mean? Forget about the scientists and all the mathematics, because the Joe public ain't gonna. They're not gonna. They go leave off like we've got enough on our plates, trying to put a roof over our head. If you make it simple, the penny starts to drop.
I think with the waking up and that, it's a spiritual thing, and hopefully that changes people. That changes, you know, like your vibration's different when you wake up. When you really wake up, it's different. It doesn't mean life's perfect, but you just deal with it differently. We have to learn to deal with things differently. They were so programmed in the narcissism, the anxiety. I mean, it's awful what they've done. We've just got to remember that that's a system, and I don't want to be a part of that anymore.
No, nor do I. And those that are flat earthers and truthers, we should all be helping one another. So helping, like as in helping, you know, like become our own council, but no leaders. Don't want leaders, and it's not a cult. It's a fun loving, peaceful community where you can. So I wonder if I was computer literate, I would. Someone should have a proper flat Earth website where people can, if they want to sell a bike or a car or something, you know.
Can I tell you something? Mr. Thrive and Survive did start that, but it was so much money to add the plug-ons. He just couldn't afford it. I mean, we're talking of thousands of pounds just to get all the plugins to look something like Facebook.
What? Not a Facebook? Not Facebook. A flat
Not
Earth
to look
website,
like Facebook, but
like
you know, so you could have
noticeable.
hangouts. You know, to put not necessarily adverts, but you know, to start making it look.
Not
Otherwise, it's just a blank
noticeable.
page. If you don't put something on there, it's just a blank website. But the plugins were thousands of dollars, so he couldn't go on with it. People for people.life, that is.
Ah. Oh, you'll have to explain that to me, Karen, because I'm getting tired.
Well, Mr. Thrive and Survive started it, but I mean, I'm not sure where it is right now. But the idea was, again, that, you know, we start you can start using that because you've got communities, and the communities can help each other and they can connect that way. But I'm not quite sure where it is at the moment, because he stopped for a while because of the amount of money it took for the plugins. Otherwise, you've just got a blank screen. You've got a web page with nothing on it. And it's not just that. If you want to get the plugin for the Hangouts, if you want to get it, just is lots of money.
Oh.
So you can't. It's very difficult because it just will take thousands of dollars to get this thing going.
Perhaps I should think of robbing another train. Get some women to rob it. Joking. No, my camper van would be ideal.
We just turn into the Charlie's Angels, Marilyn. We could be the Charlie's Angels. You, me, and Patricia. Done.
Oh, yeah. Or Dolly Rawlins.
Yeah, we've actually been going. I know that because Hangouts aren't for everybody, and you said you weren't feeling very well, and it makes you a little bit nervous thinking you're coming on a Hangout. But we've actually been going for nearly an hour now. Do you want to talk
for an hour?
Yeah. Is there anything else that you
want to say? Talk, because I just want to use the WC, not like last time when I left the phone on.
Oh gosh, yes.
Hello.
Yes.
What do I have to do? Do I just put my phone down and go downstairs?
Well, if you press the screen, 3 buttons should come up. Don't press the red one right now. There's one for the camera and one for the microphone, and you press the microphone and it mutes you.
Yeah, it's got on here, allow Hangouts to direct access to camera for image or video capture. So I pressed deny, didn't I? Yeah,
just do the microphone.
Right, so now see your face, Patricia's heart and me. Now, there's no... Oh.
Yeah, if you press the screen.
I put it on mute.
Yeah, all right.
Press the screen.
Press the screen and you'll see the little buttons come up at the bottom, and just press the microphone.
That's that. Oh, yeah, it's to the left, isn't it? The red button. Microphone.
Yeah, the left-hand side of the red button.
Yeah, she's done it. Well done.
Well, that's a good idea of hers, isn't it? I like the idea. I mean, maybe I'm not going to be going to many concerts myself, but if you're quite young and you don't have lots of money, and you just want to go away for the night, how perfect to have the van. At least you've got a bed.
Yeah, I mean...
Makes you sort of self-sufficient, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a shame doing something like this round here, but the only problem I'd have is I can't drive, so someone would have to drive. And so for me, it wouldn't be plausible at the minute, but I think it's a great idea. Can't speak.
Yeah, well, for young people, especially, who haven't got lots of money. If I was younger, sorry, carry on.
Never mind the young people, about us oldies.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that if it was 20, 30 years ago and I did go to festivals, it would have been brilliant. I'd have loved it. I'd have said, we've got our bed.
I mean, when I go to Leeds or when I went to London, the hotel basically was for us to sleep in. We didn't need to have breakfast there, or it was just basically a bed for the night. So that camper van, I mean, wherever you've got that, you can travel. You know what I mean? It's just great. Gives you that freedom. Come and go as you want. Get up when you want. Because everything's there.
Yeah,
not relying on other things.
And you're like a half camper, aren't you then? Because you can just take the tent with all the cooker and everything. But if you just took the van, then you're like half a camper, but at least you've got your bed and you just wanted to go away for the night. I mean, the only thing that we struggle with a little bit, isn't it, is the weather. If you're in a lot of America or Europe, it's much warmer to go away. But, like she says, maybe somebody like a business thinks, oh, well, they've got to go up for a job. You've got to go now. You could take the van and not worry about accommodation or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's all expense at the end of the day. You know, if someone's got to go from Birmingham to London or from London to Birmingham for an interview and they've got to stay overnight or go back for the second interview, it's a lot of money just to try and get a job.
Yeah. So, can I just ask how is this actually going to work? Do the people get in touch with you and say, I want to book your camper van for whenever? And then what happens? They have to
Yes.
go to you to pick it up?
Yeah. If they want it delivered, they just pay the bit of petrol wherever they are. Obviously, they've got to send a deposit first because people can become messers and, you know, it's all timed, you know.
Yeah.
They might say, oh, my daughter's just gone into labour and we're not going away this weekend and you've done your money. Do you know what I mean? You know, I don't mind helping people, but they've got to play the game.
Oh,
So
yeah. Well,
it'd be word by mouth, you know. As long as they, you know, they look at the paperwork and it's insured and they're not under 21.
yeah. Oh. And you're hoping to get some more vans so that you've got more than one to sort of hire out and stuff.
Obviously, yes, but I'm going to concentrate on getting this out there, especially for the tourists that come over from Canada, America, Australia, that want somewhere they can go and see Scotland or Lake District, Stratford upon Avon, Ireland.
So I'm just thinking, so you basically want it advertising. Is there any way that you could sort of wait outside airports with a big for hire sign on the top or something?
Yes, it's the parking though, isn't it? It's like at Heathrow or Gatwick, it's all you've got to park a certain in the car park. But where I drive around, sometimes it's advertising it. I've got to really push the ad bit out, you know.
Yeah.
Hit the people, the working people. I don't. Yeah, the rich ain't gonna go for it. They might do. I don't know, but this is for the people that want to get a cheap motor van hire.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just felt as well that being that we feel we're a community, it was a really good place for you to sort of just talk about it.
Well, Karen, I'll take you and
Moon,
Patricia when the weather breaks in April. If I'm still here in April, we'll arrange where you can take a couple of days off. Do you know what I mean? I'll pick Patricia up.
Whisk her away. Whisk her away.
Sounds good to me.
Patricia, do you live anywhere? I've always wanted to go to the Lake District. Do you live where? How far's the Lake District?
Lake District. I've no idea where the Lake District, but I live up. Oh, I don't know how far you know up. I'm sort of parallel with Manchester and Leeds.
A bit further on in Sheffield.
I'm on the east coast. Well, not literally on the east, but I'm near the east coast. I'm before you get to sort of Cleethorpes.
Ah, I know I've been to Cleethorpes.
I'm sort of before you get there. If you got the train to Cleethorpes, it would stop at Scunthorpe and then go to Grimsby and then Cleethorpes.
I've been Cleethorpes and Grimsby for the boxing.
Yeah, well, I'm not too far from Grimsby. Well, about 40 minutes away from Grimsby. So it'd be before you get to Grimsby.
Hello?
Oh. Yeah, anyway, yeah, we're here. I just mute myself because Yes, it's sometimes if you move around or anything, it comes over on the Hangout. Yeah, so Marilyn, she's does a myriad of things. She's an avid Sun and Moon supporter and comes in most of the chat rooms when we're having, well, we're down to live chat, the chat room's live, so you come into that quite regularly. So thank you very much for that, Marilyn. And
that's it.
you're the daughter of one of the great train robbers of the 60s, and you've
Yeah.
now got a little business.
Yes.
I've
It's
also
good.
met Marilyn, haven't I? I've met you.
Yes, I came down to visit you one
You did.
time.
I've met you a few times, haven't I? I've met you. We
Uh,
were out at that meet where Martin Leakey was, and then you came to my house this year.
yes, yeah, it was very nice. We had nice Chinese, didn't we, Cal?
We did. We went for a walk around the lakes, didn't we?
I have to apologise to the other channels though. When I was worse for wear drinking, I was, behaving silly on some of the chats. I'll have to. Well, when I see them, I'll have to apologise face to face.
Oh, bless you, Marilyn. I'm so pleased that you've
Well,
cut out the drink and stuff, because
I've had a lot of support from the AA. I go to AA now.
oh, brilliant.
Yeah, that helps a lot because I wasn't ready to throw the towel in with it, but I'm ready now. So
Brilliant. Well done.
Well done, Marilyn.
thank you. I've still got. I mean, I'm early stages, but I don't want to touch it no more. It gets me in a dark space, and it's no good for my mental health plus my physical. I wish I'd have done
Yeah,
it years ago, to be quite honest with
people
you. But
don't realise, well, alcohol is one of the worst things you can ever take, more than any of the others. It makes you depressed from the moment go. And then basically people don't realise that they are making themselves depressed by drinking. It's a very short hit and the rest is depression. And most people don't realise that they're actually doing it to themselves.
that's probably why they call it spirits. It's bad spirits, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. You always see the connections, don't you?
And yet it's freely available to buy.
Yeah, really, if you were going to classify it now, it's probably like a double A drug.
It's worse
And then
than it's worse. I can't say trust me, but it's worse. It is a creeper of a disease.
yeah, and actually, whether people believe it or not, alcohol kills you the quickest.
I just
It's one of
hope
the quickest exits for people is alcohol kills you.
yeah. Anyway, I've enjoyed the chat and thank you for letting me have a little bit of, it's helped me to get a few things off my chest.
Oh, bless you. And it's very interesting. I really like the van idea. Obviously, Marilyn will Marilyn, leave a comment on under this post, and then anybody can get in touch with you that way, can't they?
Is that
When
when you say comment?
Carry on.
Is that the comments? Do you mean on YouTube?
Yeah, or even in the chat room. When we have the chat room, people ask, put it in there, and just put whatever put something underneath the post when it goes live, because we'll probably do it as a live chat room. I'll be saying this while being on a live chat room while it happens tomorrow, probably.
Oh, I see. So when I hang up on the green Google chats, I just write in. What do I give my email address or?
No. What I'm saying is, put that as a comment when it goes up on the channel, and then people can see it. And hopefully, we're gonna do probably stream it for tomorrow, and then you can just do it. It'll only be tomorrow, and then you can do it tomorrow.
Okay. I just got to say what I'm chatting about.
yeah, you can just give some details if you want as a comment on the comments. But it's been a real pleasure talking to you again, and because you had a new phone as well as not being very well. So thank you very much for spending that time with us and just explaining a bit more about yourself. Patricia loves that. And also the other thing, the van. It's brilliant. And Patricia, mwah. Marilyn, mwah. Thank you very much.
Good night,
for
everyone. Good night, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Love you, Marilyn. Love you, Karen. Love you,
love you too. Bye. Love you, Karen. Bye.
Yeah, love you too. Very quickly, Patricia, you haven't said it to everybody. Come on.
I did. Love you
Just
all.
checking. It's because I cut her off once.
No, twice actually.
Bye, everyone that's listening.
No, I don't mind. Well, I do, but hey, don't matter. In
Bye,
the grand
everyone that's listening.
Yeah, bye everyone. Love you all. Thank you, Marilyn.
Yeah. Thank you, Marilyn. Thank you, Patricia. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.